Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome back. Sunday, the 8th of December. Well, we had postponements, we had games on, we had goals, we had goalless draws, we had away wins, we had home wins, we had relegation battles, we had promotion battles. Still an eventful week in Sky Bet League One. If you are in, let me know if you can see and hear me already. If you've got that privilege that you can hear me and also see me, you know, it's an absolute honour of the French pedigree. Unless you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan who are coming at me because I might have said something controversial on TikTok before. I need to watch where my mouth gets me. But to join me is my one and only co-host, the man I wouldn't replace for anything, unless you sue. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You're talking about we had home wins, away wins, promotion battles, relegation battles, a 4-goal thriller down in Swindon.
Oh, come on, no, that's wrong.
And I was thinking,
this is League One. We don't.
I was thinking, did someone forget to turn the entertainment factor on at Central Bank or something? No. Me and you had this conversation 5 minutes ago, Ben, about these early kickoffs and how we're not fans of them, so that anybody that advertise for Sky Sports should really be left in a ditch somewhere. But no, yeah, I'm okay, mate. I'll tell you what, Nappers. Do you know what was the hardest thing this weekend?
What?
The hardest thing? Seeing Alex Mitchell play at Central Bank, but not for Lincoln. Absolutely heartbreaking stuff, mate. And I feel like actually, I know we're not going to go through it next week with Lass because he's injured, but it's along the same sort of line.
Yeah,
so, go on.
Carry on.
No, I was going to say, I thought you were going to go, well, you'll have to see Joe Taylor in a Huddersfield shirt in the second half of next season. So
no, I was about to say, well, I got to see Gavin Kilkenny in a Swindon shirt, so which didn't really bother me. And I didn't in the end get to see Shamanga in a Swindon shirt. I quite wanted to see him in there. Yeah, I
didn't need him. Didn't need him, did they? They had Harry Smith.
Right, mate. All day on Twitter, I've been arguing that our manager currently 16th in the league. We've lost 2 games in a row, and I'm trying to argue that he shouldn't be sacked. They're on a Christmas party today that was booked 4 months ago, and I'm trying to justify how that's normal. And it's not at all about Fleetwood. Let us know if you can see and hear us. There's 50 of you in. We are 10 subscribers from 16,000 subscribers. Yeah, I've never hit a landmark, I don't think, like that, like 1,000 subscribers, like in like the 10, 11, 12 on a stream before. So if we can get it, that'd be unreal. Come on.
Hello. We need it.
Hope you well, Adam. Ian, hello, lads and ladies. Oh, hello. Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah,
that is better in League One. I thought this would be it. It is, in my eyes. As a 2, I think they're phenomenal. Luongo and Bannon are very, very, very close. But
Luongo and Bannon wasn't even the best midfield partnership that he was involved in. It was Luongo and Morsey. That was the one.
I think, yeah. And I would say that one. Yeah, 100%. It's very, very...
Could Peake and Iwata cope in the Premier League? I think Peake could. Peake's that good. I think he could.
I think Iwata's better than Peake.
Interesting.
If he offers more in terms of goals, but I think 100%. Yeah, I think
Peake's come out of Barca. Come out of La Masia.
Birmingham. Yeah. You never know. Evening, lads. Hello, Sophie. Hello. We will get on with League One, so we're just trying to avoid it because this is the worst part in it, the football. No time we started the live, I mentioned Lincoln City without a matter of minutes. Yeah.
Colin, it's my job, mate. You talk about Bolton within seconds of the Fan Zone podcast. Hold on. What do they say?
Welcome back to
the Fan Zone. You're home for all things Bolton Wanderers. Within a second, Colin. He's been trying to wind me up this week. Me and Colin aren't seeing eye to eye. We've been winding each other up on the social. 100%. Maybe it's because you didn't get.
I would also, before we do start, so someone's birthday this week, isn't it?
Next week.
Well, next week.
Not this week. It's next week.
Next week. That's what I mean. Next week. The week coming. You know.
It's her birthday week. It's her birthday.
Yeah, it's a birthday week. She turns 21 this week. It's our good friend of the channel, Sue. So I'll be going down to Lincolnshire to see her, which will be very good as well. Unfortunately, tag along here. We'll
tag along. I'm looking
but,
at where you're staying. Don't make me put pins and needles in the bottom of the sofa.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the cathedral. The cathedral that's not seen 3 points for about 6 weeks. 6 weeks on Tuesday, mate. 6 weeks on Tuesday.
Actually, hold on a minute. 3 points. 3 points were achieved in the Virtue Trophy against Manchester City's under-23s. So.
Okay. Right. If you could like the stream, that'd be appreciated, and subscribe if you haven't. Cambridge 4, Shrewsbury 1. Back-to-back defeats for the first time under Gareth Ainsworth for his Shrewsbury side. Shane Lavery scored Cambridge United's first goal after just 40 seconds. That is Cambridge United's earliest goal in the league since George Mayes against Crewe Alexander in 30
All right, Tom.
In December 2017, 7 years on to the day, only 4 points away from home this year. They did beat. Who did they beat?
Who? Cambridge?
No, did Shrewsbury beat away from home this season? They won 5-3 against
Crawley,
10 men.
5-3.
And where did they get their other point from? They drew 2-2 and we're 2-0 up.
Right, Bolton.
Well done. Good lad. You said you were going to test me. I'm going to test you. Cambridge. Who's the only team that's got the same level of points away from home as them? See if you know that.
Who was Cambridge?
As Shrewsbury. Away from home.
Well, Shrewsbury have got 4 points. Who's got Burton Albion?
The first answer you said was Cambridge. That was correct. You got it wrong.
Oh, so I got it right. It's Cambridge.
Lucky. Burton have got a few. Burton have not doing bad away. They won the other day. There we are. They lost it yesterday, but they're all right. They do win games sometimes. There we are. Cambridge have only lost 2 in 9, Jake, actually, winning 4 of those. And this is the first time they've won this season where they haven't kept a clean sheet. A penalty, no complaints from the goalkeeper. It's a silly foul, but 4 goals. Kachunga getting in on the action. Lavery back with a bang. He scored 4 goals this year. He scored 2 braces. He also scored a brace. Remember last year against Burton Abbey on the opening day? The first goal he shot powerfully into the goal as well. Cambridge 4, Shrewsbury 1. Come on.
That's it. That is an original. That is up there with So We Play Port Vale in terms of a T-Lock reference from last year. What a year that was.
But we don't play Port Vale. We were in League One.
Well, you don't. You play against Port Vale. We're too good to do that. Let's talk about Shane Lavery, Nappers, because he clearly makes an impact. We saw at the start of the season how big an impact he can make. And again, you saw it yesterday. Certainly for this, I think it was the second Cambridge goal, wasn't it, where Dan and Lavery are linking up. Do you know what? He was phenomenal, and I'm really happy to see Dan Lundaloo play really well because he gets so much stick from the majority of Lincoln fans, but I thought he was always really, really good, and I'm really happy to see him working for him at Cambridge because I think when he came in, and I listened to the Under the Abbey Stand podcast lot, and they were like, well, it's sort of really underwhelming because it's a player on loan from in your own division. It's not really it's not great, but he's come in and made an impact. He ran him absolutely ragged, Dan and Lundaloo. That he's got all the attributes to be a top player: pace, power. Right, thanks, Charlie. And he can finish, and he showed it yesterday. Do you know what, Ben? I've always felt like Cambridge have had this sort of performance and result.
I'm getting a bit of stick tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, well, absolutely, you deserve it, by the way. And that's the next game. So Blues fans, please stick around. But I've always felt that Cambridge, the underlying data suggested that this performance and result was coming. Like you look at the games that they lost earlier in the season, they probably didn't deserve to lose them, and they played a lot better than what the performances warranted. So, I'm not surprised in this at all. Shrewsbury are just, my God, they're bad, aren't they? I think since they had that win over Birmingham, clearly that's a bit of an outlier. Toby Savin, I thought, was really poor yesterday. No command of area. Is it the first goal where he literally parries it straight to Shane Lavery? The goal you mentioned there. They've kept just 1 clean sheet all season, Ben, Shrewsbury, which puts them on, at the minute, the lowest ever tally for clean sheets in League One is 2. I don't know who got it. I got that off Shrew's analysis on Twitter when I was looking at this game earlier. They've got 1 in 18 games, so you wouldn't really be surprised if they can only stick with 1.
They'll beat that.
They're on course for 28 points, Ben.
Yeah, it's poor. If I'm honest with you, I was going to get me Nan a jigsaw for Christmas. It's a birthday. I might get her like a bigger jigsaw. I might just give her Toby Savin, because every time the ball came into the box, he turned into a jigsaw. He fell to pieces. He really did. He was poor. He didn't, own his box well enough. And the back line, Feeney, Hoole, Nurse, Ojo yesterday, poor in every department. I look at that squad and I think good enough for League One in the squad. Feeney at a push, Chipley alike, Morgan, Josh. Let's be honest, he's an inexperienced player, right?
He's a kid.
Yeah, exactly, and wasn't involved yesterday. Was on the bench, didn't get on. John Marquis was good. Don't get me wrong, he is not good enough to keep us to score 15 goals, and I know he scored obviously from the spot yesterday, and he scored 4 in 15. It's still not enough. Bloxham can one good game every 10. O'Reilly again, coming on loan. He's coming to make them better. I think he's on loan from Villa, isn't he? And he's got potential there, but there's too many not good. There's too many 6s out of 10s there for them as well. He's Shane Lavery. A scout for girls might say, or in a different tone with a brace. And look, it's his first win of the season, Shane Lavery, because he was injured for a large portion. That's my issue with Shane Lavery. He'll give you 25 games a season a lot of the time. A bit like a Jordan Roster will do for you. He's a good player, probably too good for their clubs, but they're there for a reason. And I always say, I said to you before, didn't I, Jake? When you were talking about girls getting with you, I went, well, they must get with you for a reason. There must be something wrong with them. Again, with League One, they're there for a reason.
Thanks, Snappers.
You're very welcome. There you are. I've come in a savage mood today, so I thought anything I can put you down, I will. And I'll use League One for the rest.
My word.
I'm in a bad mood that Fleetwood lost yesterday. Daniel Underloo, I thought was brilliant. One of the goals, was it the second one? I think it was, where Shrewsbury on the attack could make it 1-1. A long kick forward. He has won it and bullied the defender in the air and been a big part of that goal. A goal and assist yesterday. I thought Caleb Watts at the back for them was outstanding to a man. And look, they're nearly outside that bottom half. They're only 2 points off Northampton, which is really good. They're only 2 points behind Rotherham. Another win, they could go all the way to 15th where Peterborough are. So this League One table is absolutely very, very close. We will move on and let's go for it. Barnsley 1, Birmingham City 2. An unbelievable win for Birmingham, this, and another win where we've seen what they're all about. Paik didn't decide to put in his best display, but still, maybe an own goal, but still, a standard 6 out of 10, for an off day, he scored an own goal. Jay Stansfield, that is him. That is the man. Oh, what a finish. What an absolute finish. And
you know what it was, Ben? Do you know what it is? It makes that goal so impressive.
You talk to me.
It's the lack of the back, the what have I called it? The backlift. So he literally his leg don't go very far back, does it? When he hits it, to get that power and accuracy on with that little backlift was seriously impressive. I was impressed with that.
9 goals in 12, right? And all he'll get, he can't win. He cannot win, Jay Stansfield. If he doesn't score goals, he's a flop. If he scores goals, he was bought for 350 million quid. He should be doing it.
Is that quoting you, Nappers, or?
Say again?
Is that quoting yourself? It was bought for 350 million quid.
What do you mean?
I don't know how many TikToks you made about it, but there was about 80. There was
about
18 different price tags.
He scored 9 in 12. Let's forget the price tag. He is a young lad, 21 years of age, nearly 22. I think he scored 12 goals last season, alone in the Championship. Scored 9 for Exeter, actually double digits in League One for Exeter, and did very well. He scored 9 in 12. He's scoring fantastic goals, right foot, left foot, header, getting into the box, penalties. He's got an aura. And like some players come and they're this man that come and, they can't live up to the expectations of a massive football club in League One that has to win every game and has to be the goal scorer for their team. Because realistically, Alfie May was the main man before
Will Grigg. Will Grigg at Sunderland. Will Grigg at Sunderland.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's faded. And to come in, and he's literally come in as 21 and thought, I am the main man. I am the man. And he loves it. And his celebration yesterday, I think that's the best picture I've seen in League One this season. I think it's phenomenal. And so good to see him doing well. And it's a great result for them, going to go out well. The battle, it was a local derby as well in terms of the battle of the midfields, the best midfields in the division. And And a great result for the Blue Noses look, they're on 39 points after 17 games. If they win, if they get 11 points from their next 6, they'll be at 50 points and they'll be safe for another season in League One, which I know they'd be delighted with. Come on, Birmingham, please stay around because you about my TikTok no end. Please stay.
Stick around for us so that we can, speak to you. Yeah, but do you know what, Ben? Do you know what's really impressed me about Birmingham? Think about the 2 losses that they've had. Yeah. Charlton away, Shrewsbury away. Look at the reactions to both of them games. 3 wins on the bounce after both of them. And like I say, it's not the first time they've done it either. So clearly, really, really impressive that they've got character. But do you know, I will give Barnsley a bit of credit because they deserve to go 1-0. I think based on the highlight package that I watched, there was a lot of pressure coming on the Birmingham goal. Stephen Humphreys, that Wigan fans in here will know, has been an excellent player at this level for a number of years. And he played really well. John Russell in midfield, he's massively come on. You know, you'd probably say the best 3 midfielders for
12 points.
The best 3 midfielders at Barnsley are Adam Phillips, Luke O'Connell, and Matty Craig. Well, John Russell's actually come into his own over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, like you say about Jay Stansfield, what his 2 goals yesterday show you the 2 different sides to him, don't they? He can do the eloquent, he can do the fantastic, the superstar stuff. But it's that second goal I'm equally as impressed with. You know, he's in the right place at the right time, back post, heads it in. And you know what, Birmingham fans, and they'll admit they didn't play well at all yesterday. But to go to Barnsley and not play well and still win is impressive. So we've said it all season. This Birmingham team are the real deal. However, they've won with an XG of 0.57. What do you think, Ben? That's the lowest they've had all season, I think.
Well, one thing I'll say is the reaction after losing games of football. Bear in mind, both by a goal as well. That has to be said as well. Was 2 wins and 2 draws in the league, and then now 3 wins away at Exeter, home to Stockport and Barnsley, and the opposition players haven't scored a goal. Baker scored an own goal. That is phenomenal. It really is, and they should be getting promoted. But where you say should be is doing it. I've seen it so many times where Ipswich, Sunderland, and you hear these teams that come down and you feel, I hate this division. And I'll be honest with you, I used to always think it's Harry. I'm now down in League 2 and I'm like, I can't be bothered with the games anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't have the motivation. And I can understand now why teams come down. And it's learned me a lot for my own team getting relegated. I look at Birmingham going, who are a massive club, too big for League 1. And they are going away at tough places like Leyton, Orient, like Exeter. You know, difficult places, not in terms of teams, but places, difficult pitches and winning games of football. And Davis is doing a phenomenal job. Questions will be asked, is he only winning games because they're better than the opposition, they're winning by a goal? They're not. You can see in games they are tactically better than everyone else.
They're well coached. They're really well
coached, well drilled. And when they play better teams, they'll be well set up to attack them as well, which I know long term is good. They are winning games by 1 or 2 goals, like they were at the start. They will, and I've said it for a while, there is a 3 or 4 or 5-0 coming. There really is. And look, everyone raises the game against Birmingham. They do. Like everyone raises the game against Wrexham. Everyone will raise the game against Wycombe now because they're there to be chased. But that's the beauty, because in their own minds, a lot of teams are putting so much pressure on Birmingham, against Birmingham, that can't make a mistake. I've got to be so switched on. And mentally, that's tiring. Mentally, when your boss is watching you at work for all day, you're like, wow, I've got to be mentally switched on here. And by the end of the day, you're like, I'm exhausted because I've been more
experience.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Normally, my area manager just comes in and says, Bolton Wanderers this, Bolton Wanderers this. I'm like, all right, calm down. He did very much help me with my Bolton Wanderers video, so thanks for that, mate, if you're watching. But no, it is a fantastic result. Look, they've got Bristol Rovers, Crawley, Burton Albion, Blackpool to come in 2024. And look, if they win those games, they've already got more points than they did last year. Jay Stansfield was the reason, by the way, they got relegated on the last day of the season last year. And by that, I mean, he was the reason that it took it that long, because of his goals, his influence on that team as well. And it's good to see, you know, the fans coming back on board, because they didn't need it. Barnsley, a word on them. Another defeat at Oakwell. Very hit and miss at Barnsley, but they're still in a good place. 7 wins from 19, 27 points. I said you and Lincoln are very much, I said Barnsley and Lincoln are very similar. Well, they've got the same record. They scored 3 goals more than you. They've conceded 2 goals more than you. Their goal difference is 1 more than you. And I still feel that they're 6 out of 10. They lack goals in forward areas at key moments. And
you said we were playing at 80% in that group chat the other day, Nappers.
I think you're probably about 70% now after that. The other day, I watched the yesterday, mate, and you were poor. It was like you run up the cathedral before the game, and all your players were knackered.
No,
stopped more times than you do when you walk up there. 4 times you stopped last time we went up there.
3.
Okay.
Should we move on? Should we talk about Huddersfield and Mansfield, the Battle of the Fields?
Of course, you want to move on to that. If Huddersfield,
look, mate, Barnsley need a goal scorer. That's all Barnsley need. Barnsley are competent in the back 2/3, certainly away from home. Just need to improve that home record. They are literally copy and paste Lincoln City and Barnsley. Home issues and no strikers that are good enough. Copy, paste.
A little update. We are now 5 subscribers away.
Come on,
from
people.
16,000 subscribers. So if you fancy giving us a subscription, liking the stream, that would mean a lot to me. Mansfield Town. Wrexham away, lost 1-0. And they had big chances in that game. At home to Bristol Road was poor, lost 1-0. Away at Wycombe, lost 1-0 in the last minute. Bolton away, lost 3-1, were 1-0 up. Bolton scored 3 goals in 10 minutes against 10 men. Should have probably got something out of that game. Again, lose by a goal yesterday. They've lost to Wrexham, who are doing very well in the league. A second. They've lost to first place Wycombe Wanderers. They've lost to a Bristol Rovers side that are either Arthur or Martha. 1 minute they're unbelievable, 1 minute they're horrific and the worst side in League One to have a great football. And then Huddersfield are on a really good run. Bolton Wanderers, who again are a good side. We always said this Mansfield Town. You said a few weeks ago, very expert, so you looked at the fixtures thinking they might drop off where they were expected. They were 10th in the division. Now 24 points, 17 games, which is a good start. Still, they've lost 7 games. They were in the playoffs. The playing side they should be beating. We were expecting them in the bottom 6, bottom 8 this year. Good news for them. It gets easier. They've got a trip to the Valley, who Charlton, one of the best sides defensively in the league. Then they've got to welcome Steve Evans as well, which is always a tough game. I don't care whether they are in the league. You've got to go away at Peterborough, London Road. Maybe gettable.
Easy if you Burton Albion, apparently.
Reading away, best side in 2024 at home. The last game. Play them in 2025, it might be different, but last game of 2024. Home to Bolton. There you are. You welcome them home. Oh, gets easier. You got a way to go to Edgeley Park after that. Well, you would have Lincoln, but it's called off because of internationals. Because Lincoln.
No, it's not. It's because we're both in the FA Cup 3rd round.
Exactly. You are. Exeter away. Tough place to go. Wycombe at home. And then they've got Cambridge, Crawley, Shrewsbury after that. So, what do you think of Mansfield as the results? Please keep it clean. Come on.
Oh, we said, didn't we, Nappers? And you said that I put it so eloquently there that we expected a drop off because this run of fixtures is incredibly difficult, and they've still got to work through it. And they will pick up points every now and again at places where you don't expect. Like we saw it with Burton on Wednesday night, didn't we? Winning away at Peterborough. Like these results will happen, and up until 80 minutes, 79 minutes away at Bolton midweek, if Hiram Boateng isn't such a prat, they maybe get a point out of that game or 3 points out of that game because they were winning. So, I think this is to be expected. They're new to the division. They're not quite. They were, when you're in League Two, you're not quite used to playing your Birminghams, I nearly said Stockport, and when in fact they were in League Two last year. But your Rotherhams, your Huddersfields, you know what I mean? These teams with big playing budgets, much bigger than what you get in League Two, and what Mansfield are, Ben, is a good, effective League One team. Are a very good, effective League One team. And they'll beat the teams that you'll think they can compete with, and they'll probably lose to the teams in which you wouldn't expect them to compete with. And whilst they're this early in their League One journey, I think that's to be expected, Ben. Don't you? Because think about when Fleetwood first came into the league, Ben. You weren't automatically straight up the top end of the league, were you?
No! Can I just say, Fleetwood's first 3 games in League One, win.
Yep. So were ours.
We ended up finishing 10th that season.
So were ours, and one of them was against Fleetwood. I'm pretty sure.
Was that Danny Kelly's last game?
No, Danny Kelly's last game was Wycombe away, but I'm pretty sure we beat
you
at home. Probably, yeah. We beat
27th of August. You beat us 2-0.
Tyler Walker scored.
Yeah, he scored within twice within a minute, didn't he?
Yeah, good player, Tyler Walker.
Yeah,
but he
back then he was.
So yeah, no, I think they're what they expect this early into a League One journey. They're going to need a bit of time to build their way up the table and get more League One, because at the minute you look at the squad, it's very much a mix between players you'd imagine and have taken the step up well, and those that perhaps are wanted a little bit. Good question, Matt. Very good question. And do you know where that picture is taken? Of Matt, get Matt's comment back up. Do you know where that's taken? I think I know where that's taken. Do you want to have a guess?
Fleetwood.
Nope. Your other favourite ground that you like to visit?
Wigan.
No.
Oh well.
Just up the road, literally.
Grimsby.
No, from you.
Oh, Blackpool.
Oh, there you are. You got it straight away, didn't you? But yeah, no, it was. Yeah. Can we talk about the game?
We are one subscriber away soon. One subscriber. So whoever wants to be my 60,000 subscriber, it'd be very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
I might unsubscribe on all my accounts to get you back to where you were. No, you did that to Wardy on T-Flock the other day, didn't you? But then I
resubscribed to be his 10th.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But again, yesterday, I think it was just a case of playing against a better team. Have you seen the first goal back then? It's horrific. Have you hit it?
Yeah, you're going to unsubscribe now, aren't you?
No. Have you hit it?
I think I have. Hang on a minute. Let me have a check.
Have you hit 16K? Oh, come on.
Thank you very much.
Well done, everyone. Well done, Apples. You deserve that, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Can we talk?
Huddersfield,
yeah. The first goal, really good from a Huddersfield point of view, but the defending from Mansfield is horrific. Have you seen it, Ben? Josh Koroma literally runs down the left side of the pitch, completely unmarked, and sets it off for Ben Wiles. The second goal is equally as poor because the defending to allow Josh Koroma to run in is horrific. But what I did notice in this game, Ben, is that Will Evans is so pivotal to Mansfield and the way that they play with that energy that he brings up front. And he scored again the other day. And they had chances. They hit the woodwork. They maybe could have got a result out of it. But, looking from a Huddersfield point of view, it's a really good result. Really, really good result to go away to Mansfield, a team that started the season so well. They've caused lots of shocks. They've been to Oakwell and won. They've won a lot of games. And it's always difficult to go into the Lions Den. And I thought Huddersfield did it really well yesterday. Really good winner. And this Michael, they're just sort of in fourth gear, just plodding along, aren't they, really? They're just sort of...
I think that, yeah.
They're just sort of just getting out of the motion.
They are. Huddersfield, have scored 7 goals in their last 4. They've only conceded 2 in that time. They're unbeaten in their last 9 games, winning 6, drawing 3. They've got the second best defence in the league, the 6th most goals scored, 3rd highest expected goals. So I think that, second gear is harsh, if I'm honest with you. I think that in a way that...
fourth gear.
Fourth gear, then they've still got a lot of gears.
There's only 5 gears, Ben.
Their expected goals is only 0.10 behind top of the table Wycombe and 1 behind Stockport. So I think that they've been on a good run. Huddersfield's victory away at Mansfield means they've now won the last 4 consecutive games. It's the largest winning run since April and May 2022, where they also won 4 games on the spin, where they're up to the Championship playoff final. Mansfield now 5 defeats on the bounce. Again, needed a reaction. I think Nigel Clough, again, things will turn around. This is League One, and it's a long time in football. Is 3 or 4 weeks that things can change. Wigan 0, Leyton Orient 2. Watching Leyton Orient put it on the shot. That's all I heard last year, right? From about minute 45 to minute 90 away at Carlisle.
Were they putting on a show?
Yeah, they did. That's now 5 goals scored in 4 days, 2 clean sheets. And it's good to see the O's getting back to winning ways as well. And that's 3 wins in their last 5 games, drawn 1, lost 1 to Huddersfield. And the scoring goals, 3 against Blackpool about a month ago now, the 9th of November, beating Orient 2-0, beating Bristol Rovers 3-0, keeping clean sheets.
Leyton Orient beat Leyton Orient 2-0?
So Leyton Orient beats Wigan 2-0. Shut up.
You went to beat Orient 2-0.
Look, 21 points. I always thought this Leyton Orient side would come good. And look, they're only 3 points behind Mansfield, who are 10th. So still a long way to go for them, I think. Leyton Orient. I still think this is just a start for them, but they played a pretty abject Wigan side, which we'll come to in a minute. Too good, a good away performance for him, and good to see him getting back to winning ways. Go on, the boys. Like Leyton Orient.
Very much like we were talking about with Cambridge, the underlying data always suggested that Leyton Orient were going to eventually start winning on a consistent basis. They're getting dangerous areas all the time. You just think once they start hitting the ball towards the goal, they'll start causing teams problems. And then the last 6 weeks, 6 to 4 weeks, they've been doing that on a consistent basis, and they've been winning games and convincingly as well. Yesterday, I thought they were really good. The first goal, and this is a question I wanted to ask you, Ben, about Dan Ajayi, because I know he often plays through the middle for Leyton Orient, but the first goal yesterday come from him out on that right-hand side. Where do you think Dan Ajayi's best position is? Because we've seen him through the middle, like we said, for Orient, but like you think about when he played for Oxford, for Crewe, he had this sort of hybrid role where he played sort of as an inside forward on the right-hand side. I think Dan Ajayi with his pace is better out wide, but he's a very clinical finisher, which is why he gets put down the middle, I think.
I think he's one of those types of players that can play as an inside forward. A bit like Louis Barry does. Louis Barry can play, when Stockport play 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-3, he plays out on that wide-hand side, but cuts in a lot of the times to get in the middle as well, and cuts in, not on his favourite foot. Dan, Ajayi is, he's 6 foot, he's a big man as well, and he's a bit of a football manager hero for me. When he was it Burnley, as a youngster as well, that, obviously he's had difficult spells in his career. Obviously, Blackpool didn't quite work out, didn't even score a goal there. At Oxford, his best season scoring was 6. And then he got a lot of goals for Crewe a couple of years ago. I think he got 15, I think 16. He played 50 or 52 times, I think he played in the end, because I was reading up on that a few days ago. But I do think out wide because he's got pace, he's got power. Reminds me of Promise Ahmed Cherry, but I think he's better in front of goal than Promise. I think Promise is 8 chances. Promise is good 1 every 8.
Dan needs 1 every 3, I think.
1 in 2, 1 in 3, And he's still raw. He's still young. He's had a lot of experience. He's 27. He's 27, and I'm yet to see the best from him at League One level. And I think that's going to come. And Richie Wellens, he will play him. He's got 3 goals this year, but he's got 4 assists as well. But he offers Leyton Orient an out ball, an outreach to get him up the pitch, and he will make them better. If Dan Ajayi's not in the team, Leyton Orient aren't as a good team in my eyes. So I think that sometimes you see these strikers, you don't score goals as maybe other strikers should do. But if you take them out, they're not as good side.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ben, there was a really good passage of play in the highlights where I think it's Sonny Perkins is the Orient number 20, plays it's like a reverse ball, but it's so clever because I think it's for a chance. I don't think they end up scoring it, but it was one I really wanted to point out. And O'Neill as well, Ollie O'Neill, he's been really impressive in the last couple of weeks. I think when Orient play well, he plays well because he's he was a bit of a coup for the match. I don't know if you remember when they signed him, I was quite excited coming out of Fulham, really, really exciting young player. And I think he's, releasing that potential at Orient. Wigan, Ben, I know it's a sore subject for you. But Wigan were built, their success early season, Ben, is built on solidity at the back. Jason Kerr, Will Amerson, Sam Tickle all probably put in 8 out of 10s in the first 8 weeks of the season. I think the last couple of weeks they've been a little bit below par. And I think having a lack of experience in the team is massively costing them. And you look at certainly like a simple error. I think Toby Sibbick's been playing a lot for their 21s. Charlie, I've been listening to the Progress of Unity podcast. I've been keeping up with Charlie. I think Sibbick's been playing a lot of youth football. And I think you can tell for the second goal because I don't know if you've seen it. The ball's coming over and he lets it bounce for a start, and then there's literally no communication between Tickle and Sibbick. And Giacchini, to be fair to him, does really well to nick the ball in, and he has to tap in the end. But Wigan were built on that solidity and that experience. I feel like they're missing it a little bit at the moment. They're a very young side, aren't they?
I've been saying all season about Tranmere. I've been absolutely hammering Tranmere in League Two. And I got pelters from their fans. And I don't really care because, you know, they think they're making me unhappy, but I'd rather be right than be happy, you know, in my eyes. And on Tranmere Rovers, I said at the start of the year, they won the first two. They drew the first two away at Port Vale and home to Notts County, then beat Walsall at the top of the table and beat Carlisle. And I looked at they scored 3 goals and conceded 1. And this reminds me very much of Wigan. Oh, we're great defensively, but you've got nothing in attack. Teams will suss you out. You will all of a sudden clean sheets don't last forever. You will not keeping clean sheets. Those blocks you put in last minute will go on the back of your net, and then you've not got enough to go and score goals at the other end. Tranmere, since I said that, I scored 9 in 14. Wigan, I've got the second. I think the joint most least goals in the division, and I don't believe sacking Sean Maloney is right. But the football they play is turgid. It really is. It's got to win. It has got to win. And you can't play football like that and lose and have a fan base on side. And Sean Maloney's a legend at that football club. They love him to bits, you know, for what he did last season. Maybe a country of their own downfall. I think Charlie actually put in the chat on Thursday about Stevenage. If they finished in the bottom 6, bottom 8 last year, this would be seen as a good season for Alex Ravel's men. And maybe that. Look, they were 8 points adrift last year. Probably did a little bit better than a lot expected. I put them 13th to finish in and around that position. They were in there all season. We're very stable in that last 8-10 games of the season, a bit of a write-off at times. But again, stale at home. No real firepower. And I looked through the team yesterday. I'm like, who's going to go and get me goals? Dale Taylor is good, 1 in 3. Rankin, Thomas, Weir. I just think that so static. There's no movement. There's no creativity. There's no energy. There's no pace. And there's no flair. You know, like when you think Peterborough over the years, Mason Clark, Poku, Clark Harris, you thought, you know, and then you think of fast, energetic front threes, frantic, in your face. And you think of these streets won't forget footballers. They're very 6 out of 10s, 3 out of 5s. Do you know what I mean? They're very much that, oh, yeah. You know, and you can have 4 or 5 of those. You know, Babaradiko, honking yesterday, by the way. You know, I thought was outstanding the first 8-10 games last year when I watched him. Oh, Williamson, again, 7 or 8 out of 10 every week. But they get outplayed in most games as well. And for a team like Wigan, winning 5 out of 18, they've only scored 15 goals, which is honking. Stevenage have scored 13, you know, so just a few more than them, but playing a game more. 20 points. Oh, this side isn't too good to go down, I don't think. I think it is a poor squad. I don't think the recruitment in the summer was good enough. They lost Charlie Hughes. They lost Lang in January. They lost Wyke. So you think these players that you think of, you think worry. They've got Bolton.
Those were your players that you thought, if we're going to be top, are going to be automatically promoted. They're the players that are going to play well.
Wigan Athletic, even with those players, are absolutely nowhere near the top 2. They're absolutely nowhere. And I like Wigan. It's a dread. I don't hate a single team in that I cover. I try and speak positive, and I want teams to do well, because if they do well, I like talking about. Fleetwood yesterday was my hardest vlog I've done for a while, because I don't like battering players. I don't get any joy in it. I find it very tough, actually. You know, but yesterday that I came away thinking I shouldn't have said that. And I don't like what I'm saying about this Wigan side now. But Bolton away, they've got to show something, because if they go to that and lose that game 1-2, 3-0 and don't play well in a game normally that kickstarts the season, then there could be questions asked, because that Shrewsbury home game 4 days before Christmas is massive for him. They lost Humphreys as well, who was massive for him, goal scorer. And Humphreys was so underrated because he wasn't this 20 goals. He scored maybe 10, 15 goals. As he wasn't quick, but he was a big lad. He'd hold it and bring others into play, you know. And you think there's a player that'll score goals there. There's a folk, I'm worried about him. If we were playing Wigan, Humphreys, Lang. I'd look at that side now. If we play them tomorrow thinking, where do we stop them? Who's the best player? They've not got a best player, bar the goalkeeper, outfield. You stop Ethan Arahan, you're getting through Lincoln at this moment. You know, you stop Poku at Posh, you stop them. Stop Lee Evans at Blackpool, stop them. You stop an Elliot Lee or James McLean at Wrexham. You stop. I tell you what, at Birmingham, if you stop Paik, Iwata, Stansfield, May, Allsop, Williamson,
Cochrane.
Who's the left back? There you are.
Left back is Cochrane.
Yeah, Ben Davis, phenomenal left side centre. Bielik, Clara,
Ethan Laird,
the kit man, you know, the bus driver, the manager. Milkman.
The 28,000 fans or whatever.
The seats, the empty seats. There was one the other day. But they haven't got that. And yeah, Wigan. This side should be doing a bit better, but this squad is bang, bottom 8, bottom 10. I don't. There's expectation. If you gave this Wigan squad to Shrewsbury, where would you have them in the league? Be honest with me. Because there's no standouts.
15th.
People are only saying it because it's the Wigan Athletic Football Club. Again, with a great history that normally do well at this level.
You're going to mention Bradford at this point?
I mention Bradford all the time, but people go on clubs because how big they are and how small they are. And like Fleetwood, we play Accrington next week. We shall beat them because they're smaller. They're as small or as small as Fleetwood. But they've probably got an equal as good squad as us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I like Wigan. I hope they come better. But yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. If you haven't already, please subscribe. You've got me worked up, and I'm not even talking about my own football club.
That's your own fault, man.
There you are. Next game, I'll have a break. Stockport 2, Exeter 0. Cromer had a good day, didn't he? An own goal, penalty conceded.
Oh, mate.
It was Tell you what, can I just say how good Lewis Bate was for that first Stockport goal? What do I say every week about midfielders? What do I want them to do? The two things. Do you know me very well? What do I say for midfield? I say two key principles, and I learned this when I was down at Macclesfield.
You don't say them every week, or else I'd know them.
Run forwards, play. So I want them to run forward and play forward. So make a pass forward and run forward. He got the ball, he drove forward, make a forward pass into Kyle Wharton, who again knocked on, put a ball into the box, asked a question. If you don't ask questions, you don't get answers at the end of the day. That's as simple as that. And you've got to do that. Some sides don't do that enough. And, the use of flanks really well. The second goal was outstanding. Out to Louis Barry, who, again, cuts in, penalty given, and that man scores goals. Stockport 2, Exeter 0. I think I got that one correct as well, didn't I? 3 points, Napdog.
Can't remember, mate, because I've not done my homework. But yeah, no, do you know what, Ben? There's not a lot to say.
Fell away his guard. Sorry, fell away his guard. I'll give him that.
It was a pretty average win for Stockport. I've not created loads on it. I thought they would deserve to win. I don't know if you've seen Exeter's XG for this game, Ben. You seen it?
I'll have a look at it now. I'm not an
bad.
XG.
It's bad.
No,
it's really bad.
0.005 I'll go with.
Close. 0.006.
Oh.
They literally offered nothing going forward. Stockport didn't really have to get out of third gear. I didn't think they were very good going forward. Like you say, Lewis Bateman. I think making him captain's giving him a lot of responsibility. I think you've seen a raised level of performance. I think sometimes you do that, don't you? When you give a player the armband, I think you can see performance levels go up. I think I've seen it personally before with George Grant. Lewis Bates done it again, has gone on to do some really good stuff. What I wanted to ask you, Ben, because I told you that I was going to ask you a few things about the outside contest, because to be honest, the game isn't worth talking about. Stockport won convincingly by 2-0. Exeter offered nothing, no controversy, no weird moments apart from Tristan Kramer's finish. This week, Ben, and I'm not sure if we touched on it on Thursday night, we probably did, about Louis Barry. I think we did probably touch on this. How big of a loss would that be if they recall Louis Barry?
You're taking a player that scored 14 goals in 19 games from a side that have scored 31. Scored 17 goals out Louis Barry. Wigan have scored 15.
But I think you take Louis Barry out.
Louis Barry has scored more goals than Stevenage, mate.
I think you take Louis Barry out of Stockport, and I think you see it, unless they can adequately replace. I think you see Stockport.
You can't. They might be able to adequately replace, but they're not going to replace. You cannot replace Louis.
No, you can't.
Louis Barry. It'll cost you 20 million quid, probably.
Yeah,
Louis Barry probably
would be perfect.
Yeah, maybe so. No, I think he's vital to them. I think,
mate, it was a straightforward win for them, and Stockport are buggered if they lose Louis Barry. That's pretty much it.
Next up, Burton Albion 0, Wrexham 1. Great result for him.
Yes.
Mullers would have been proud of that as Wrexham scored from a corner. Burton Albion fall to another home defeat. And tell you what, their record at the Pirelli over the recent years, that's now 7 defeats in 10. But I think that over the last 80 games, David will be able to tell us. But the record over the last 3 or 4 years at home has been absolutely shambles. 5 points collected at home, which is not great to see. For every goal they've scored at home, 8, they've conceded 2 in 16. A bit of maths lesson for you. Wrexham, another win for them, which, again, away from home, we've asked questions of them this season. But, again, they've won away from home with a clean sheet. And it's only the 3rd result away from home this season. They need to be doing it more. It wasn't a great watch, but they got over the line. How many times have we said that in recent weeks? It wasn't a great watch, but they got over the line. Barnsley at home, Lincoln at home. Now this, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Cross into the box, set pieces. Big win.
Yeah, Ben, Wrexham's last 6 wins in League One have all been to 0. Tells you everything that you need to know about that back line. How I think what really helps is that they've been consistent with selection. You've got Barnett and McLean as wing backs. You've got your centre halves, Brunt, Cleworth, and at the minute it's what's his name? Owen O'Connell, is it? The lad that they signed from Charlton. That's having consistency.
I wouldn't ask me on name pronunciation, mate. Kalinowski.
Yeah, we had that. We had that in the week, didn't we, mate?
Kalinowski. Have we got it?
Should we show that?
Kalinowski.
No. No. We'll do it again. Cal. In. Aus. Kuss.
Cal in Auskus. Kalinowski.
There you go.
Get it.
We're getting clips up again, but we'll do it again.
Sam Numble. Who do I need to learn next?
What? As in a difficult name? I'll tell you what, mate. Our new Swedish wing is a difficult one for you to get your head round.
Oh, God.
Eric Ring. You might struggle with that one still, though. But yeah, no, consistency is massively paid off for Wrexham. Tonge, I got called at my university graduation.
I was more thinking something beginning with M, but yeah, okay.
Brilliant, thanks. Yeah, or as Ed Walker says, I wear a thong apparently, but
yeah,
no.
Is anyone in the thong recently?
1 or 2. Yeah, Burton lacklustre going forward. Didn't really create anything. Wrexham again, they didn't create loads, but they had the better of the opportunities. I think Max Crocombe makes a couple of really good saves to keep Burton in it. You can tell that, and I've seen a couple of Wrexham fans say it wasn't anything to do with the wind for the goal. There's a free kick, Ben, about 5 minutes later, I think, where they play I think it's Tom O'Connor that plays the ball literally right in the air, and it carries it about 15 yards towards the goal, and Max Crocombe has to make a good save. So I think the wind definitely plays a part in the goal. It's a corner, wasn't it, from Elliot Lee? I can't say it's a good strike because you just hit a corner how every professional athlete would ever hit a corner. So I don't know. Literally, I'm going to batter you, man. Kershaw, we need paying more, don't we, mate? If we've got to start teaching and things like that. But again, I didn't think Wrexham got. Again, we said it about so many teams this weekend. Didn't need to get out of third gear because Burton were never going to cause them any problems. Wrexham winning to 0 again is not surprising, isn't it? They're so good at keeping teams out, and then when they get the opportunities going forward, they're more likely they take them. And you'd imagine, Ben, they're on. They're on over 40. They're on 42 points. Are they on Wrexham now? They are a really attractive proposition for anybody in January. Anyone that Wrexham go in for, 40, yes, Wrexham.
40 points.
40 points. They're going to be an extremely attractive proposition in the automatics, in League One, back-to-back promotions if possible. Look. They're really attractive. Burton, I'm really worried for Burton. I know we hear a lot. I know we hear a lot about why we should be positive about Burton, but I'm worried about performances. Like you mentioned, to concede 2 goals for every 1 that you score at home, you're pretty much setting yourself on a bad record there, aren't you?
It says everything you need to know when a football club needs to reset after signing 23 players. They loan one out, obviously. Only Crocombe and Sweeney, who Crocombe, I think, is probably the best player. I think he's only 21 as well. I think he's outstanding as well.
Who, Max Crocombe?
Yeah. He's young
He's not
goalkeeper.
21.
Is he not? I swear he's young.
Max Crocombe's about 30.
Is he?
Max Crocombe's about 30, mate.
31, sorry, not 21. I read it wrong. So. I'm clueless. Mate, I'm on a bad day. Hang on.
You're not very good at reading ages now. Could you imagine if you read the age wrong with somebody else?
Last year, didn't I? I did that last year, didn't I?
She was 28.
No, I thought she was 27. Yeah, that went wrong.
She was
about
57
years then as well, wasn't I?
She was 57.
Oh Christ. Anyway, but now we need a reset as a football club when you've signed 22 new players. You've got a new owner. You've changed manager again, and they're on a new project, and we need another reset. What I don't like is when they win a game of football, there needs to be a kick on. When Fleetwood at least won that game of football last year against Port Vale, they won the next game, and then they were unlucky games. They got better when they won those. I think from then they won 6 in 17, and from then they got to like about 25 points from those 17 games, which would have been enough. Look, they beat Shrewsbury, then they lost the next 2 games, beat Peterborough, now they've lost to Wrexham. And I know these are good sides, but you look at it, what are you going to need? 46 points to say, they're going to need 35 points from 28 games. And I kept convincing myself last year, that's easy. That's gettable, but it's not. I kept saying, 35 points from 28, we can do that. Games will go and you don't win. Believe me, it's a dark place. And I know what they're feeling because I sound like Martin Patterson. I know. I'm here. I've been through the trenches.
You have a good week in training, Ben.
Yeah, good week in training. But for Wrexham, yeah, great to watch. Phenomenal to watch. 40 points. Gunno football. Good games coming up. And they've been a lot better than I expected. I thought they'd probably be where about Bolton are. But they're getting through. They've not been great in recent weeks, but they've got the winning. You can tell that they've been champions. And that's the look you get when you've been... You win promotions, and you've got a winning culture. Whereas Burton Albion are in a losing culture right now. If Burton Albion would have won those promotions, Burton Albion would have won that game 1-0 yesterday. That is the difference. 2 games left. Wycombe 1, Reading 1. Max Crocombe 21. What an idiot! What an absolute idiot! I read that wrong. Wycombe Wanderers 6-match winning run at home come to an end as the Chairboys now unbeaten in 16 games in Sky Bet League One, winning 12 of which drawing 4. Their longest run since between May and December 2008, where they went 19 games unbeaten. Wycombe Wanderers have now scored in every game this season, scoring in their last 23 League One matches. Can you tell me who the last team that prevented the Chairboys from scoring was? And it was last season, and you were up there in League One. That's all I'll say. It was a draw.
Oh no!
I'll give you a clue.
I was going to say Barnsley.
I told you it's a draw. It was a draw. I'll give you another clue. It was 0-0.
Thanks, Ben. Do you know, my mind went to Barnsley because they beat them 1-0 towards the back end. It was that Cosgrove goal, wasn't it? Where they pushed the goalkeeper over. Last team to stop Wycombe from scoring.
Who was good? Would you put in League One last year that couldn't score many goals, but wouldn't concede many goals, and were a bit of a door watch, but win a lot of games 1-0, 2-0 at times? Still do it now.
Sounds like us.
No, not you. You drew 1-1 with them.
Yeah, I know, but we did draw 0-0 with them. Was it Derby? Derby.
Yeah, well done. Paul One's Derby weren't renowned for scoring goals. There you are, Adam. Well done. You helped him out there. Reading, though,
he didn't. I've literally got the private chat.
Reading are now unbeaten in the last 5 matches, 10 points away. They only got 18 points last year. Harvey Nibbs has scored 4 goals in his last 5. What in common do all those 4 goals have? Something easy that I know without any prep.
They were the opening goal. Reading.
They're all the way. They might have been, but they might have been actually. To be fair, Pete. Yeah, might have been actually. Yeah, that might be one. But they're all the way from home. you might have double booked me then. How have you done that? I need to check this.
No, I don't think he scored.
I have 2,000 words of worth of notes.
I don't think he scored the first goal midweek, did he? I don't think he scored the first goal.
There you are. So you were wrong then. Miles off it.
Bear with me. Wait there.
No, he
didn't. Lewis Wing scored the first goal midweek.
No. Hang on a minute. Yeah. No, he didn't. No, in the last goals he scored in. So the games he scored in.
Oh, right. So I might well be right. The first goal for Reading.
No, he didn't score the first goal against Stevenage because he equalised.
Yeah, but it was the first goal for Reading, wasn't it?
Oh, right. Stop trying to be right. You might have been right on that. Anyway.
I might be right.
Talk to me about the game and we'll get on to a bit of Ruben Sellers chat.
It was, I think it was probably the fair result. Both teams had chances to win the game, but they haven't shown that clinical nature that we know both of these teams have got. I thought Wycombe were good going forward. The goal was well worked for Bez Labala. I love the celebration. But Harvey Nibbs, he's inevitable, isn't he? He's scoring goals at the moment. He's a really useful source of goals for Reading. And I thought the game, like I said, I think it was the right result. Neither team had that gilt-edged chance where they should have scored and won it. I think Kone went through one-on-one, but it was a good save from the Reading goalkeeper. But yeah, I think it's a better point for Reading. Obviously, with Wrexham and Birmingham winning, obviously that puts the pressure on Wycombe. But good point for Reading. A tough place to go. Obviously, there's a bit of needle between those two clubs at the minute, isn't there, with the co-egs and the training ground facade. And,
it is.
But I think it's a good point. Considering everything that's gone on this week at Reading, I think that's a terrific point.
Do you think Hunt obviously going in as manager? I like Reading as a football club. Ruben Sellers leaving is
a
big moment. In my eyes, that appointment to do it, apparently hasn't even spoke to the owner.
This is what I was going to say.
That's worrying for me. Kershaw actually told me on the way home yesterday. He does have some usages. But my worry is that appointment doing as quickly as it can. Adam put in here on Thursday how he worries how the select car leasing could become toxic. He's gone in there as a legend of that football club, a well-known figure, a good player for him as well, and been there a little while as well, that he's been put in there to stop any kick-off because it wasn't him, someone else, and they're waiting for a manager. They're going to moan, aren't they, about Sellers being able to leave and not being happy because they're best manager in a long time, that they haven't had to sack, has done a good job. When you think about it, that you think that there'd be questions asked, wouldn't there? You know what I mean? And now he's there. There's not really going to be a kick-off because they want to get behind the new man. They don't want the toxic of the old manager, and they want to. Do you know what I mean by that? Do you get what I mean? That now that man's in, they're not going to kick off as much, and they think it'll keep him quiet a little bit. I think it's the best appointment they could probably make because he knows the football club, he knows the players, and realistically, they're not going to go down. They're probably 5 wins from safety. Knowing now, said they're going to get 14 points and go down on 45 points, aren't they?
They needed a.
That is awful what you've just done.
What?
You have just bent down to try and get up. Oh, look at me! I've got the badge in. What is that? I'm getting him off. But the way you did it, mate, you had to.
The charge is down there. Bro, I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it so that I can see if it fits. Jesus Christ!
Is it a tight squeeze?
Tell you what you are. No, it's fine.
Because about to say if it doesn't fit, that's too many brownies, and Sue's brownies that she makes for you, I would happily, as to help you out, we'll eat them myself.
Do you know what, Nappers? You overthink like a woman, mate. It's ridiculous. I think they needed an internal appointment because they needed someone that knew the situation. I was quite alarmed by what he said. He'd not spoke to the chief exec. He's not spoken to the owner. I've been sent off 2 weeks in a row. This is a bad week for me. I hope no one's got me in the EFL fantasy, or else I'd be getting minus points. But yeah, certainly not to speak to the chief exec because you think about the chief exec at Fleetwood, Ben, and how visible they are to the footballing side of the operation. I think of Liam Scully, certainly, massive part of the football operations at Lincoln. And you'd imagine that the chief exec would have hired Noel Hunt. So it's a really weird situation. He said that he could well see their top assets go in. That would be, to me, Lewis Wing, That would probably be Harvey Nibbs if there's interest. That would be Elliott in midfield, Tyler Binden, Sam Smith. So I don't think they'll lose all of them, but I could easily see a world where Lewis Swing maybe goes and joins Sellers at Hull because he's from the northeast. Ben doesn't know how to rap. He can't speak normally. Never mind rap.
Wait till I see you next week. I'm going to absolutely go through you in 5-a-side. Which you know what we should do? Just film it and upload that instead of the thing. You just put this. You know what we should do instead of reviewing League One next week.
We should.
Film an hour's worth of it. I've just have a camera on me and you. Yeah, just film. I think we
should. I think you should vlog the 5-a-side next week.
Right, I will. Go on. I will.
I think you should. And then what he'll do is he'll cut the minute where he comes and presses me from behind, and I roll him like Lukaku and put the ball in the corner. That's what he's going to edit out.
He goes, you're running a bit too much, boy. You won't be able to keep fit. All right. I might be able to, maybe not now.
Yeah, but I still scored about 3 times the goals that you did.
Say what?
I still scored 3 times the goals that you did. But look, yeah, it's the appointment that I think Reading fans were expecting. I don't think they were expecting an external voice. I think it was good of Ruben Sellers to give him. I think they spoke when they appointed him. He said that Ruben Sellers, despite leaving for Hull, he still sat down and gave them all the information on Wycombe to try and help them win the game. I thought that was a really nice touch from Ruben. But yeah, I think it's one that the fans can get behind. It's like a Solskjaer going in at Man United when they were up the creek, weren't they? It reminds me a little bit of that. Reading fans will get behind him, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in a couple of weeks. Actually, 2 weeks yesterday we play Reading, so I'm looking forward to seeing how a Noel Hunt Reading side can play.
I tell you what, I saw pictures of Sue pitch side yesterday giving.
She had a magic moment. She had a magic moment.
I know. I thought 1-0 here, but unfortunately it wasn't. Lincoln City, Charlton. Charlton have kept a clean sheet in consecutive away matches for the first time since October 22.
Oh, the full-time whistle. We've done over an hour. Nathan
Jones came out after the game and said when he came into the football club, they were 18th. He's improved defensively, which they have. Maybe lack a bit, in attack. Essentially work on the final phase a lot in training, and it's just not going in games. Charlton expected goals 16th, goals 15th, shots on target 13th, goals conceded the 7th least, expected goals conceded the 3rd least in the division, and clean sheet 7, which is the 7th most in the division. And he has improved them. And you said it, I think he needs another 18 months in charge. You're not going to get fancy football. You might not get always the result you want. But I think Nathan Jones is a manager that's worth sticking behind. And it might finish mid-table this year, but you can't keep swapping managers because it's not sustainable. Johnny Jackson, Nigel Atkins, Michael Appleton, the wrong profiles. Nathan Jones is as good as you're going to get at this level. He really is. And I think him staying at the football club is massive for him. One thing I'll take away from this, both teams have the most fouls per game in Sky Bet League One. You dirty, dirty boys. I always knew Lincoln would have the most fouls in the division because they are quite dirty just by looking at you.
Cheers, Ben.
You're very welcome, mate. I've been waiting all day to put that in.
I don't really know what to say, Ben, because it was quite a poor game, to be honest. There were no moments that I thought Charlton are going to score here. There were no moments where I went, oh my God, we're going to score here.
Get her here. Get her here.
Yeah. Down at the uni, so come and get involved. 5:30 kickoff. It's on Sky.
Yeah.
It's on Sky. Sky Sports Plus. Yeah.
Be
I
there.
don't know.
20 games a season.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just. Do you know what, Ben? I think it's a conspiracy. We've had 3 early kickoffs and we've drawn 0-0 3 times. I'm getting a little bit bored of it now. It was poor. I don't think the weather helped. I think the weather made players, Lincoln and Charlton, both look poor. They were okay in possession. They kept the ball nicely, but they didn't do anything massively going the other way. What I thought the difference was between, certainly you could tell the budgets and the squad size. They take off Carnu and Hadme and they bring on Matty Godden and Miles Lieber. And I just thought, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good sub to make. That must be nice. And yeah, I don't know. It was a poor game. Neither team really deserves to win. We had one moment with Jack Moylan, but that was about it. I feel really bad for the guy that's got to sit and do the extended highlights and try and find 10 minutes of that game to put on the YouTube channel tomorrow morning. So good luck to you if that's your job. But yeah, poor game. Look, we move on to Huddersfield. It's another point. It stops the losing run. We go to Huddersfield next weekend. Tough game, but one that we know if we can win.
I met Adam last week. Good guy.
Is he the one that said that about me?
He was the one that was buzzing that he beat you just to shut you up. Yeah.
Look, Adam. Again, it's an early kickoff, mate, so it's going to finish 0-0. So if you can beat us on penalties, well done. But it's I don't know, mate. It's By the way, they've made our FA Cup game 12 o'clock kickoff away in Birmingham on the Saturday. It's awful.
Wrexham was about 10 minutes ago. I'll go on timestamp. No, about 15 minutes ago. I'll go on timestamp it as soon as I finish on here as well. Postponements galore yesterday as well. We can't do tables yet because you don't want to do tables till Christmas.
Yeah,
2 weeks today, we'll do tables. Agreed?
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll have 6 points out of 6 to be in the top 6 again.
Got to run. Thank you very much, Adam. Appreciate that. If you've got any final questions, get them in down below as well. Thank you very much for 16,000 subscribers. Just let me have a thank you. I'd just like to thank everyone for 16,000 subscribers. It means a lot to me. It's been a tough few months. The start of the season, I didn't know if we'd still go on another season, but you know, I'm in my 4th proper year, I'd say, properly doing content now. I've been around YouTube for 8 or 9 years, but it means a lot that people tune in every week. Look, Sunday night, League One, and I appreciate you all. So thank you so much. You come, you make it what it is. I actually look forward to these shows as well. You know, the League Two, fans as well. That come and support me on that. New videos on that video tomorrow. So it's been a busy period, and there's a busy period to come as well. All the members as well. There's some good members videos. About a 25-minute members video coming this week as well. I think one of my best ones for a while as well. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone subscribing as well. And on to 17,000 subscribers.
Predictions?
How many points did I get?
I don't know because I told you I didn't.
You said this last week. You've got 2 game weeks.
I forgot. I was too busy watching. Look, mate, I got to the part of the break. Listen.
You had an early kickoff yesterday. Where were you after the game? You could have done it then. You're out in your car. You could have done it then. Why couldn't you do it?
I went to the lovely town of Louth yesterday.
Yeah, you could do it in Louth. What else would be preventing you from doing that?
I was having a hot chocolate.
What's more important?
All right. Hey?
Who did you meet for your hot chocolate? Meet anyone interesting? Sounds very, very romantic. Go for a hot chocolate.
Just
do you know when you're in the queue this time for your hot chocolate? Did she disappear like the last one?
Yeah, I did get PTSD because it was a Starbucks and everything. Right. Mappers, Bolton, Wigan.
What?
Bolton, Wigan.
It's me first. 2-1 Bolton.
First, 2-1. I'd really want to go for a 4-0 Wigan here. I'm going to go Bolton 0, Wigan 2. Come on, the ticks. Orient, Burton, Ben.
2-1.
You're thinking
Orient.
how many? 2-1.
No, I was thinking 2-1 either way. 2-1 Orient.
3-0 Leyton, Orient. Charlton.
Don't get into my love life. Charlton,
Orient. Charlton, Mansfield. Sorry. Charlton, Mansfield.
2-0. Charlton.
What? Charlton. I'm going to go 1-0 Charlton.
Play along at home as well.
Birmingham versus Bristol Rovers. The gas.
Birmingham 3-0 win.
I'm going to go Birmingham 2-0. I think it's going to be comfy. Exeter versus Barnsley. Normally a good game, this one.
2-1 Barnsley.
I'm going to go 1 each. Huddersfield versus Lincoln, Ben.
1-1. I'm not travelling down for 0-0.
Huddersfield.
I'm at this game.
Huddersfield 2, Lincoln 0.
Oh.
Peterborough versus Crawley.
(1-1).
I'm going to go Peterborough 2, Crawley 1. Charlie's lost the plot. Reading versus Blackpool.
What's he put?
3-2, Makama Brace.
What's the next game? What game is it?
Reading Blackpool, mate.
2-1 Reading.
2-1 Reading. I'm going to go... This was the last game of last season, wasn't it? And Blackpool lost.
3-2
they
Reading.
drew. Yeah,
Blackpool were 2-1 up. We were lost 3-2.
I'm gonna go for a Noel Hunt first win. Reading 2, Blackpool 0. Rotherham, Northampton.
2-0 Rotherham.
I'm gonna take the 2-1 because they always look like they concede. Shrewsbury, Wycombe.
Do you not think games just scream score like Stockport extra? I said the other day, scream 2-0. Do you know what I mean? The Rotherham Northampton screams 2-0.
No,
you don't think?
No,
they never get that.
They always concede. They pretty much always concede.
Game.
Shrewsbury, Wycombe, mate. The Gareth Ainsworth derby.
1-1.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Wycombe. Stevenage, Stockport. At the Borough.
2-0 Stockport.
Stevenage good at home. I'm going to go Stevenage 1, Stockport 0. And finally, to wrap us up, Cambridge, Wrexham versus Cambridge United at the racecourse.
Wrexham against Cambridge.
Yes, bro.
2-1 Wrexham. There you are.
I'm going to go 3-0 Wrexham. Why not? They're going to have a convincing win. So that's your prediction. Anyone got any questions that don't revolve love lives? Because that would be a bit weird.
I'll just message Kershaw.
If I was you, I was very close to messaging Kershaw on your behalf, saying, "What on earth are you doing?"
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely hit him.
Is he the one that's meant to be working today but isn't working?
No, he never works. He never works. He never
3
works.
weeks paid holiday. Well done, Kershaw. I have fun, mate.
Mullins got the Montgomery's back, broke the curse.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I had an interesting alteration with Ian Holloway yesterday.
Oh,
you haven't seen it? So, who wants to hear it? Right. So, I'm in Swindon with Kershaw. We're having a chat. You know, he sees this man crouched down, notebook in hand, walking down. You know, like a bit like Scrooge does. You know what I mean? Like, looked a little bit like Scrooge with his frosty beard. And these fans, can I have an autograph, please? Didn't say a word to him. I could take and thought, I'm having a look at that. My old manager. No, do you know? Anyway, so he goes, I hope you're not going to ask me to play 3 at the back today. And then you start getting a proper rampage. I know more than you. I've got 1,000 games, nearly 1,000 games in management. What have you got? You've got nothing. I've got stuff you haven't. Then he starts looking at me and Jack. And I mean, like that. And he goes, that's fine. You've got to stick together. We've got to be doing this. And I was like, it's like Mandela, this. Proper. I'm like, I'm not Swindon fan. I'm like, I'm up for it. Come on, the Robins, I'll beat these Fleetwood. Anyway, and he goes, you've got to be doing this. And, you know, I've got players in there that don't want to play and experienced lads that are going through it, mentally struggling. I've got to put a young team out today. Sure. I thought, well, mate, I'm a Fleetwood fan. He goes, I bet you were the same with old Charlie last year. I was like, oh, mate. I was like, and then the security guard had to pull him away. I was like, oh, my Christ. This guy, he's crackers. Absolute crackers. So, yeah. And that was my day.
He's nuts. You should know.
And then after that, Kershaw nearly gets robbed by someone deaf. Then he nearly sees a lookalike of someone. Then we nearly get done in spoons. Then going back was an eventful. He got us lost. Then we lose the game 3-1. Then the services were shut. Then my trams were cancelled. It was a bit of an abject day. Put it that way.
Matty Virtue's goal was good, though.
Very good. Will Fleetwood go up in the next 100 years? Fleetwood needs to play League One again. Yeah. No, I did not. Absolutely. He's smaller than Kershaw.
God, what's that? 3'8" maximum?
No, he's 5'6" is Kershaw. 5'6". Yeah. Very funny. Is him being under pressure and stressed out? Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I feel like that most of the time with him. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Thank you for liking. If you haven't already, like again. How are you? Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, mate. Well done on 16K. Very proud. Looking forward to seeing you. Next time I see you, Ben, it will be in person, mate. So looking forward to it.
It is, mate. I'm looking forward to it. I've also copped something where I can't do these shows in this horrible chair any longer. I physically can't do it. My back's in ruin.
He copied me and bought a chair, essentially.
It's not the same. It's a bit taller than yours because I'm actually taller than you in real life. So it's a bit bigger than yours. I need a headrest. So it's a bit uncomfortable as this chair. My lower back ruins, mate. I feel like an old man. Thanks very much. And until next time, I'll see you later. Up the Kyods. Up the League One.
Come on. Oh, you are a
Oopsie.
Oh my God.
Oopsie.
PTSD. Got something to show you when we get off air, Ben.
Have you?
I have, mate. Yeah, you're going to like it, I think. I don't know. Can you see my little box, Ben? Can you see my little box?
Yeah, I can see your little box. We're still on, mate. We're still on. How are you? That's 1-0 from last year.
Just read what it says. Can you read what it says?
See you later, guys.
See you later.